France. A name that evokes images of candlelit cafes, timeless fashion, and cobblestone streets that whisper history with every step. It's the land of art, wine, and whispered romance, the global capital of elegance and cultural finesse. With over 90 million international visitors annually, France remains the most visited country in the world, a testament to its enduring allure. But beyond the glossy postcards and cinematic Parisian scenes lies a more intricate reality. Yes, Paris shimmers with poetic charm, its skyline pierced by the Eiffel Tower, its mornings filled with the scent of fresh baguettes. But France is more than its capital. It's the lavender fields of Provence, the rugged coastlines of Brittany, and the proud resilience of small towns where tradition runs deep. How does the fantasy compare with the real rhythm of French life? Is it all romance and refinement, or something far more layered? In this journey we explore the beauty, the truth, and the nuance of life in France, stretching from the breezy Atlantic shores of Normandy to the sun-drenched beaches of the French Riviera. France is a nation of remarkable geographic variety. Its landscape is a patchwork of identities, snow-capped peaks in the Alps to the east, rolling vineyards in Bordeaux, and lavender fields that color the air in Provence. Paris may be its beating heart, but the countryside tells a quieter, more traditional story. France spans approximately 551,000 square kilometers, making it the largest country in the European Union. Its climate is just as varied, temperate in the northwest, Mediterranean in the south, and alpine cold in the mountainous regions. This range shapes local customs, cuisines, and even dialects. Strategically positioned in Western Europe, France borders 8 countries and connects effortlessly to major capitals by road, rail, and air. This centrality has long influenced its role in politics, commerce, and culture, offering a gateway between northern and southern Europe. From the turquoise waters of the French Riviera to the snow-draped majesty of the Alps, France's natural beauty is nothing short of cinematic. The fertile Loire Valley is lined with sprawling vineyards and storybook chateaux, while over 10 national parks, from Mercantour to Seine, protect the country's ecological diversity. Together, these parks cover nearly 9.5% of France's total land area. But nature here isn't just admired, it's actively defended. France is a leader in environmental reform, with more than 75% of its electricity coming from low-carbon sources, largely nuclear energy. In cities like Paris, initiatives such as green roofs, tree-lined boulevards, and urban farms are transforming concrete into living space. Still, the country faces challenges: air pollution, over-tourism in fragile coastal zones, and the growing impact of climate change. Yet the French continue to balance tradition with transition, working to preserve their landscapes while embracing a greener future. France doesn't just create culture, it curates it. From the ornate halls of the Louvre, home to over 35,000 works of art, to the Cannes Film Festival's red carpet, French creativity is a global benchmark. Paris is often hailed as the fashion capital of the world, where haute couture is not merely worn but lived. French cinema, too, holds a proud space, intimate, intellectual, and unafraid of silence. The French language itself is considered an art form. Carefully spoken, deeply cherished, and legally protected, it's a key part of national identity. France's Académie Française even governs the evolution of vocabulary. Here, how you say something is nearly as important as what you say. And then there's the café. More than a place to drink espresso, it's a stage for daily life, where ideas are debated, novels are drafted, and people watching is practically a national pastime. Meals, too, are sacred rituals, slow, deliberate, and social. In fact, UNESCO recognized the French gastronomic meal as part of the world's intangible cultural heritage. France's intellectual legacy runs deep. Voltaire, Camus, Beauvoir, and Derrida are not just names, but national pillars. While rooted in Catholic tradition, modern France now fiercely defends laïcité, its model of secularism, highlighting an evolving dialogue between heritage and progressive identity. In France, lifestyle is not just a routine, it's an art form. At the heart of it is joie de vivre, a philosophy of savoring the small things. A flaky croissant enjoyed by the Seine, a 2-hour lunch with no phones in sight, a Sunday afternoon spent strolling through the market. Time here flows differently, shaped more by pleasure than pressure. Work-life balance is fiercely protected by law. The French work week is legally capped at 35 hours, and right-to-disconnect policies limit after-hours emails. Vacations are long and sacred, 5 weeks minimum annually, reflecting a national belief that rest is not indulgent but essential. French women, often mythologized for their effortless style, live by quiet confidence. They rarely follow trends, but rather embody a timeless aesthetic rooted in self-assurance and simplicity. Beauty is subtle, elegance understated, and aging is embraced, not feared. It's not uncommon to see women in their 60s commanding rooms with grace and ease. Romance is woven into daily life, casual yet deeply personal. Families are close-knit but value independence. Socializing is deliberate, often revolving around meals, debate, or art. In France, how you live matters just as much as what you do, setting the tone for everything from fashion to family to everyday encounters. Beyond its romantic allure, France boasts one of the most diverse and advanced economies in the world. Ranked as the 7th largest global economy, it thrives on pillars like luxury goods, aerospace, wine, fashion, and tourism, which alone contributes over 7% to its GDP. Brands like Chanel, Airbus, and Moet and Chandon aren't just French, they're global icons. Paris, often seen as a museum city, is also a fast-evolving tech hub. At its heart is Station F, the world's largest startup campus, nurturing fintechs, AI firms, and green tech pioneers. But prosperity comes with nuance. Paris is one of Europe's most expensive cities, with high housing costs and dense urban living. In contrast, cities like Lyon, Nantes, or Toulouse offer more affordability without sacrificing culture or opportunity. France's strong labor unions and protest culture are a defining feature. Strikes, though disruptive, reflect an engaged citizenry defending rights. A robust social safety net, free healthcare, unemployment support, public pensions, helps balance wealth disparities. Here, economic life is both competitive and collective, shaped by a deep-rooted belief in equality and state responsibility. France's story is one of transformation, dramatic, often turbulent, but always defining. The French Revolution of 1789 shattered centuries of monarchy and gave rise to ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity that still anchor the nation's identity. Out of that chaos emerged Napoleon Bonaparte, whose empire once stretched from Spain to Russia and whose legacy remains both celebrated and controversial. The 19th and early 20th centuries saw France expand a vast colonial empire, influencing regions across Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean, a legacy still debated in public discourse and politics. World War II left deep scars. France endured occupation, but also inspired admiration through its resistance fighters. Liberation in 1944 marked a new chapter of rebuilding and resilience. In 1968, mass student and worker protests shook the country again, challenging authority and reshaping social norms around gender, education, and labor. Today, history isn't distant. It's alive in France's pride, protests, and politics. It informs debates on immigration, national identity, and what it means to be French in a rapidly changing world. France operates under the Fifth Republic, a semi-presidential system introduced in 1958 that grants significant power to the president. This strong executive role has shaped modern French politics, producing leaders who often become central figures in both domestic and international affairs. Yet France's political life is far from quiet. The nation is famous for its protest culture, from student-led uprisings to mass labor strikes. In fact, France records one of the highest rates of protest participation in Europe, a reflection of its deeply rooted civic engagement. Contemporary debates are often charged. Immigration, secularism, laïcité, and national identity dominate headlines. The wearing of religious symbols in public spaces continues to spark fierce discourse. At the same time, the rise of populist and nationalist movements clashes with progressive ideals, creating a polarized climate. Through it all, powerful unions remain a key player, organizing frequent strikes that echo France's revolutionary spirit in modern form. France welcomes over 90 million tourists each year, and it's not hard to see why. Paris alone offers a lifetime of wonder. The Eiffel Tower glows like a beacon over the Seine. The Louvre guards the enigmatic Mona Lisa, and Montmartre's bohemian hills lead you to the white-domed Basilica of Sacré-Cœur. Stroll down the Champs-Élysées, and you'll feel the heartbeat of a city that celebrates both luxury and legacy. Yet true magic lies beyond the capital. In Bordeaux, sip wines born of centuries-old vineyards. In Provence, summer breezes carry the scent of lavender fields stretching to the horizon. Head east to the Alps for world-class skiing, or south to the Riviera for sun-soaked yacht cruises. Travelers are drawn not only to sights but to sensations. A flaky croissant from a boulangerie, a quiet espresso in a tucked-away café. Slow travel by train, like the high-speed TGV, lets you savor the scenery. Mind the subtleties. Always greet with bonjour, respect personal space, and avoid loud behavior. France rewards those who observe, appreciate, and adapt, offering not just destinations, but immersive, unforgettable experiences stitched into the rhythm of daily life. France's infrastructure is built for mobility and access. In cities like Paris, the metro system spans over 300 stations, while the TGV high-speed train connects major hubs at over 300 km/h, making cross-country travel swift and scenic. Bike-sharing programs like Vélib add to the ease of urban navigation. Healthcare is universal and highly rated, often praised for its quality and affordability. Yet for newcomers, navigating the system can be complex, especially with paperwork and language barriers. Education is publicly funded and structured, with strong emphasis on philosophy and civic values. France hosts renowned institutions like the Sorbonne, yet its rigid school system is often debated. While violent crime is low, petty theft, especially pickpocketing in tourist hotspots, is common. Protests are frequent and can disrupt daily routines, but they're usually peaceful and deeply embedded in civic life. France is a country of beautiful contradictions, where tradition meets modernity, where elegance coexists with activism, and where life is not rushed. Its women are often admired for their grace, but also for their independence. Its culture is world-renowned yet constantly evolving. Behind every postcard view lies a deeper rhythm, complex, layered, and proudly human. To live in France even briefly is to learn the value of presence. A lingering conversation over wine, a walk with no destination, a protest echoing through ancient streets. The French don't just do, they are. And that may be the most compelling lesson of all. This isn't just a place to simply visit, it's a place to feel. Whether you're sipping espresso under a cafe awning, wandering through lavender fields, or watching the Eiffel Tower shimmer at dusk, France invites you not to escape life, but to taste it more fully, to slow down and look closer. Because here, beauty isn't just seen, it's lived. And always, just beneath the surface, it waits for you to notice.